Alright guys, it is time for Clem versus Goblin here. It is of course the EPT America's Cup. A couple of Europeans who regularly do stay up very late to try and invade North America. Invade North America. Isn't that, it's like one of those funny things you never hear about, right? Invading North America. Like, do you guys remember the COD game where Russia fucking does a land invasion of the US of A and you're like fighting in front of the White House and shit? Do you remember that COD game? That was hilarious. Anyways, these guys are both trying to do it. Hailing from Croatia? Ah, shit. Is it fudgety? I always forget. Somewhere in the Balkans. I think it's Croatia. Down here in the bottom left. It's Goblin. 2 minutes from now, when the stream delay kicks in, chat will spam me. No, it's Slovenia. No, Slovenia was Starbuck. Goblin, I'm like 90% sure is from Croatia. Anyways, up here in the top right, hailing from France, in the red, it is Team Liquid's Clem. Does anyone remember Starbuck? One of the cheesiest, coolest Zerg players. Used to do so many drone drill strats and stuff. He was a very cool player. Let's get our ESL logo up. We'll get rid of me face so you can see more of the game. We had that ESL logo moved, apparently. There we go. So that pro's being a bit of a dick. Now, he's coming back in a little early. So this is something we see at pro play quite common, where they're trying to block the command center from like a minute 35. The thing is, they can't afford that command center till a minute 40 at the earliest, so it doesn't really delay it. I think pro players should get a little bit better at only just blocking the command center from about a minute 40. Now, oh, Goblin's going to go for a gas steal and a proxy here. There's an SCV blocking his expansion, double gas at home. Clem is going to go to defend the low ground. What are we building here? Double robo right next to his base. Oh my god, you little shitlord. I love you, Goblin. And Clem comes down and is like, what the fuck? Oh man, that factory is not... it started at 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So I'll tell you guys, a 2 minute 7 second factory is not the absolute fastest. He's got one marine, he's building another. He needs to not miss any marine production, and he needs to get a Viking out yesterday. To deal with the warp prism, because basically it's the prism juggling these immortals which is going to give them endless life. I think he might go a cyclone, because going a tank, like if you siege it, is kind of a hot target. And the thing is, I would actually abandon the low ground. I would bunker there. I would actually also get I guess I would try to put the bunker there, but it's a bit too exposed. I would also put another bunker here. So he's gonna need to replace that. Now if he gets a pylon, that's a really good kill. Adept's coming to try to punish that and save it. Ooh, he's actually going to get that pylon kill if he micros for it. He's just got to not lose the Reaper. Don't do a pig. Don't do a pig, Clem. No. Oh, at least he gets the pylon at something. But even that Reaper is so valuable. That Reaper could be on the other side, jumping in the base and killing probes. Notice there's nothing at home. One of the fundamental ways you make your opponent look like a fucking dummy when they do this build is by sending that Reaper in, and you force their micro away from the front. You also force them to stay home. Now, using shades to spot the high ground, this is so well done by Clem. That's going to allow his immortals to start sieging. Already one barrier set off. That Adept taking big damage. He wants to get the depot, but these Marines doing well. Ooh, the depot does go down. That a tank is almost out. No starport still. So he's just going for meaty damage to hold on. He's just going to have to be careful about that prism flanking into the back door. And is taking down those plates, just waiting for those barriers to recharge. The Adept actually goes in there. A siege tank friendly fire does kill 2 SCVs, and this Adept, having a little bit of a dancey dance, wants to get out of there. Is he going to go into tank vision? Oh my god, well microed. Goblin, you tank. You absolute beast of a man. He's kicking ass, and that's going to be awesome. All right, so he's coming forward there. Uh-oh. Okay, that tank has to be protected. Mass repair, mass repair. There's a second tank now, so I think he should be okay. But this is, yeah, he can trade out up here, Ken Goblin, where he's like, look at that, shift click on the Marines. With this situation, offer you wanted to pull back the Marines, move them in. Pull them out, pull them in. Pull them back, pull them in. He's just killed a bunch of Marines. The bunkers need to unload. That tank, though, does start to cover part of the mineral line, which is helpful. But the thing is, yeah, those immortals wreck these unupgraded Marines. Now, he's got 2 barracks building Marines. He's got 2 tanks. It looks like he shouldn't be killable. Right? But look at that. He's trying to guard the tanks. There's a reason I put another bunker up there. It's to try and guard the prism. He's actually going for double bunker on the front. That one's going to go down. Does go down. No repair. He's down to 1 bunker. I really would love a backup bunker right now for Clem. And he's, yeah, he knows. Because if he doesn't want to, if he's not staying there with like 10 SCVs ready to auto repair, even with tanks covering it, there's always a chance the immortals just come in and, uh-oh, the tank. Ah, he's going to lose 1 tank. One tank for a bit of immortal hit points. Those are the sort of things that Goblin needs to do to open this game up. Now, I'd love to see Goblin actually start to expand from here and go for a robotics bay and 2 disruptors at a time. Come on, Goblin. Please tell me you know. You can't keep just building immortals and prisms. You can, actually, and I think he'll win with this. Especially if he can get one more tank snipe, it's game over for Clem. There's no way he can hold. But I really would love to see him do my build, the teabag build. It's really terrible, and it's never going to work against Clem. But I want to see you do it just so I see a man building 2 balls at a time, then picking up his balls in his warp prism hand and trying to drop them on his opponent's face. It's one of my favorite things. Oh my god, he gets another tank. He's at 7 immortals, guys. 7 immortals, 2 prisms. So one's going to hit the back door. The tanks aren't covering it. They're covering part of it, but look at that. He's figured out where the edge of the tank range is. He's just outside of it. He's going to pick off Marines. Another one comes in from the right. So the top side does barely get out of there. Both immortals alive. And that tank goes down. There's only 1 tank out right now. It's just unupgraded Marines. Now, he's still alive. He's trying to repair his gas. The Viking! The Viking, I told you guys, 1 Viking shuts this down. There is nothing that shoots up anywhere on the map for Goblin. There is nothing at home. He's still on 1 base. Imagine if there was a single Reaper causing havoc there. Just how much this would screw with him. Remember, guys, he doesn't even have Warp Gate. This is so one-dimensional. He loses an immortal. Ooh, that's a big pickup. Now, there are 3 bunkers. I love the safety layer of bunkers here. But look at this. He's sending a lot of Marines up there. Ooh, important tank shot. Good bait with the Marines. He scans. He sees no natural. Clem doubles down. He says, okay, I've got a Viking. Go, Viking, go. Get him. Get him. You got to hunt him down. Hunt them. Hunt them. If you hunt them, you force Goblin's hand. And I don't think Goblin can win anymore. I think Goblin's building a 3rd Warp Prism. But he's got not even a single Stalker. This Viking can go have a party. And this is where Goblin's heart sinks and he goes, fuck, he figured it out. Turns out when you've got nothing that shoots up, this is very rough. The command center's up. He's muling his 1 base. He's up a few SCVs. He scans again. He doesn't see that a Nexus has now started. A Sentry and Warp Gate starts up as well. This is hilarious, dude. He's got 2 prisms there. A 3rd prism is going to rally out. I mean, this is such a sick game. We do not see games like this very often, but Goblin, known for his creative plays, for being what some people call a cheesy bastard. And of course, for hitting his first top 8 at a WCS tournament. Definitely top 16. I think he made top 8 even at the first Kiev. I think it was the second Kiev, whichever Kiev I went to. And I think it was the first Kiev I went to. I didn't do the second one. Yeah, that was it. I remember Roddy saying he spoke to him and Goblin was like, yeah, I made top 8. Like, so I just stopped practicing for like 6 months after that because it was such a good achievement. And Roddy I don't know if Roddy was joking about this because Goblin's results kind of dropped afterwards, but it was kind of funny to see that, you know, he did seem to take his foot off the pedal a bit when we were expecting him to ramp up. They did nerf the Immortal cost or the Warp Prism cost, one of those, and the Warp Prism pickup range after that tournament as well. So he was one of the players who got a direct nerf. He loved his Robolins. That Observer is not in range. It's just outside of range. I mean, the problem here is these Immortals are still so scary against the Marines and the tanks, right? But the moment Stim kicks in, all these Immortals are like, oh god, like we need some Guardian Shield and some other stuff. Immortals come forward, sniper bunker, and that Observer gives him such an advantage here, man. So Clem not knowing about that, Goblin realizes like, okay, he knows when the tanks are inching forwards. Good Viking counterattack though. Clem finally puts some damage on the other side of the map. And you see Goblin here with so few units. Those units need to just, he's going to wait for the land, I think. He wants that to queue in to land. It is 8 Immortals and 3 Warp Prisms right now. 2 Sentries and a Stalker up against 34 Marines and 6 tanks. Clem is winning this game right at this moment. Will he win for much longer, though? That Viking is up to 4 kills. Did it just land, get 2 kills? I think Goblin's reacting really slow. Oh, my God, it gets a 5th kill. Oh, Clem. Clem. Oh, my God. He's such a fast player, and he's putting that attention here. And Goblin just being a little lazy. And now he's kind of got Goblin pinned in this awkward position, equal work account. He's building a lot of observers. I like this call from Goblin to just try and get up as much map vision. What I don't particularly like is the charge follow-up. So charge often feels like a good idea from here. Yeah, like I need something to complement the Immortals that'll kill the Marines. Now charge zealots are good for that. The problem is your economy, it sucks les balls. It is not very good. Your economy is quite shit, some people would say. He's going to try and get Archons for the splash, but the problem is just he won't have a lot of gateways, right? He's on, I think, 3 gateways right now, 4 gateways. So you just kind of have this very limited zealot production. It's nothing like that normal, okay, I've got 3 mineral lines, let's mass zealots. If he'd gone for a quick third and went, skip the gases, 3 mineral lines, let's go charge zealots, that I think is a much better transition off of this scenario. You guys, I can tell I'm very passionate about this follow-up because I've been in Goblin's position so many times. Is Stim done yet? Oh, Stim's finished. Yeah, these immortals have got to go home at this point. A single Marine finds the third. There's Viking still being an absolute dicklord. He's just standing there. He's like, you got to leave units at home. And Zealot Immortal drops, JB says. That's very cute. Let's not type too much in chat, though. Especially if you're accidentally a referee. Which he isn't, but just in case. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. Is that guy even a caster? Or is he just someone who's hanging out and wants to watch the games? God damn it. If he's someone who's just hanging out, that's bad. We'll see. Observer coverage is good. Drop unable to find its way in. Does he have Storm? He's making Storm. Oh, that was cute. Double feedback drops the medevacs. And then it's like, oh, okay, now they don't have any healing for a little while until they can regen. That's actually very nice. Look at this observer coverage. He's got 3 observers seeing the entire base. He's got an observer there and there as well. No, he doesn't have many around his own base. And look at this dicklord. Clem, you are such a fucking master of fuckery. I love it. Does only get 1. They do react. The charge is good. Marines are coming forward. It's an empty mineral line right now. If he can even get just 2 or 3 probes, he's already in a good economic position as Clem. Anytime you get that worker count even closer to even, I think this is so good. Clem's like, okay, I can really just take my time and play super safe. That's what this pressure's doing, is it's scouting his opponent, making him realize he can just chill. The observers do see the 3rd CC moving out. Marines intercept a hallucination. Nicely done. Ghost Academy's there. It's going up to 1-1 upgrades. There are no upgrades done for Goblin. So Goblin's on 0-0 is now adding Blink to try and get a bit more control, realizing Clem's going to tread water comfortably with him for a long time. I think 1 of these observers went down. The other one's still setting up. He still sees everything. You know, I look at this game and I go, this is pretty fucking shit for for Goblin, sorry, in terms of like his upgrades are getting worse. There's this gigantic Marine tank army building. Ghosts are being added in, which will counter his Archons and his Zealots. It's just the fact that, yeah, he's never been able to get his economy to a very good position. And I think at any point, if he was able to shut down these drops and kind of push these little scouts and that Viking away and whatnot, I think Clem ends up a lot more blind. Clem ends up going, ah, shit, I'm playing a Protoss player. He's going to make 70 probes and kill me with Storm. As it is, it's all about the Storm drop right now. I'd love to see him drop and try and land a Storm on that full medevac, because if he just does a Storm, like, drops here, Storm, and Clem doesn't react quick enough, it would get it, but it's obviously very expensive. But yeah, this Prism is basically Goblin's whole winning plan. The pre-spread is amazing for Clem, who's just seen that Observer, or... Oh, no. Oh, a whole bunch of Marines got caught down there. Those force fields get a Marauder and 2 Marines for a Zealot. Not a bad trade at all. Where are the Warp Prisms at? Does anyone know? They're all down here. He's just got 3, like, warp-in ones. It would be very cool to run into that main with 3 Prisms and just warp in a ton of Zealots. Yeah, now he's taking a 4th. Goblin's like, shit, man. He's just camping. I can't fight this. And look at this. Clem just hiding those guys in the corner. He's like, yep, we fine. Oh, this is not a good drop. This is not a good drop. Get out of here. Get out of here, Clem. Oh, shit. Clem gets caught in the middle of the map with his pants down. Those are the fights Goblin needs more of. But this is going to punish. They're going to stim in. Once again, Goblin, he's got great map vision of his opponent's base. He does not have good map vision in the corners. And it's costing him yet again here. Is Blink done? It is, but there's only 9 Stalkers on the map. And he doesn't have much money in the bank. And look at this. Goblin's just going to go all in now. Goblin's a player who always wants to be making a play. He doesn't want to be sitting back. But Clem here is just getting... I feel like getting better every week I watch him in terms of adaptability. And the tanks are in range. He's going to pull the trigger on this all. And there's literally nothing at home to defend. Big EMPs! Oh my god. So many Immortal Barriers just got wrecked. And see what I was talking about with Zealots off not a big mineral income? You just don't have that many Zealots. I mean, these Zealots haven't even gone in. Does try to Storm drop. Prism gets sniped. I'll show you that last little second. I didn't see the Prism drop come in there. So the prism drop tries to come in to save things. He actually accidentally had it sieged up, which is a terrible mistake. He probably thought he was clicking it in off the control group, but it was obviously, yeah, not there. So he comes in kind of late, and then look at this. EMP and focus fire on the prism. That was super, super nice hold by Clem there. In the end, the efficiency was utterly disgusting. GG's. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. That was a pretty sick game one in this series. Lobby link up. Did I miss it? Thank you. Goblin is so good. Alright. Yeah, so the thing is, when you're in that style, so Goblin was so afraid of the counterattack, he never exploded economically. It was always like, I'm ready to see the attack come out so I can crush it. The problem was a single Viking, a few individual Marines, and then that double drop were just these small commitments of Clem. Everything else was Mega Turtle mode, but those small commitments scouted, hey, your third's not very quick. I'm going to stay sitting at home. Hey, you're trying to attack me. You're not even leaving your... I'm going to leave this double drop and just keep coming back in time and time again and take it out. So I think Goblin needs to go for a quicker blink and a little bit more controlling play. You need some sort of anti-air. Phoenix, Blink Stalkers before charge. It's scary because you're on Mass Immortal. You're so worried about, what are you going to go, Blink Stalkers? And this is the thing. You'll often see Protoss players die to a Terran push. They're going Blink and you're like, why didn't you just go charge or Colossus? That last game is the reason. If you just go for the charge and the Archons and the splash damage, you don't have Blink, the Terran gets to see every single thing on the map. He gets to scout you easily. He gets to fly in and out. His drops can always pick up when they're in trouble. And the Terran has the comfort of just harassing you with small numbers of units while turtling up at home and steadily, safely progressing to the next stage. So usually, if you can shut down your opponent's light pressure with things like Blink or Phoenix, you force them to commit more to the attack. Let's see how Goblin adjusts. Obviously, it was a wild all-in to start that game. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the blue, the Protoss player, it is Goblin. And up here, up one game, one of the frequent champions of the EU and the America's Cup, it is Team Liquid's Clem. Their most recent pickup, along with the ancient and grizzled veteran, that is Harstem. Some of you may realize Harstem's YouTube channel is the hot new thing in the StarCraft scene. He has been putting up some hilarious videos. He was trying to catch AFK players, or players with the AFK build. And he was trying to, you know, kick some ass with that as well as a bunch of other things. Turn up the in-game sound, says Karatet. As always, I appreciate feedback on the production, guys, but you've got to be very specific. So nobody else has given any feedback on that. And it is actually at a really decent volume right now, I think. We like it to fade into the background so it doesn't come in over the volume. What you'll find in StarCraft is, unfortunately, it doesn't have a great audio mix, and the combat sounds do go up massively when you're in fights. So you'll see people where it sounds really good in the early game, everything, and then bam, you get into a big battle and you can't hear the caster anymore. So obviously we're always prioritizing that. We are always going to try and do that. If you do have a suggestion, please add a percentage. Go, can you please make it up 10% game sound or something like that. Now remember, that does not count as the replay, the music volume. Music volume is a completely different thing. Reaper has not seen that Stargate. Has got a probe though, which is a nice start. And seeing the adept also tells you it may be a Stargate. So I wonder what the adjustment is for Clem, by the way. Speaking of which, Goblin scouting has been just very basic. He's happy to play quite blind. I think we're going to see a Phoenix control opening. Now Reaper sees the adept is like, nope, not like this. So immediate tech lab on the factory. He's just going to, he says, look, it's an adept. You're denying scouting. You're not trying to scout. Let's just get a Cyclone and a Viking and play a safe opening. He pulled a Mule off there, so it didn't mine an extra 25 minerals, and we'll see exactly how it goes. So, yeah, good shit, guys. Exclamation mark bracket, if you want to look at the progression of it, we will update you on that in the near future. Clem would love to get in there, but he knows if he goes in, there must be another gateway unit waiting. Nothing has left this base, and it is indeed a Phoenix build order. Cyclone at home for Clem. There are some very creative pushes. So again, someone like Goblin, who's a corner cutter a little bit of a cheesy boy. You could do an old school, what I call a 2017 TY push. There was a time where Protoss players would go Stargate, pump Stargate units, build a third, go a robo, before getting more than one gate. And you were like, whoa, you can't do all that, you greedy piece of shit. That's naughty. Good lift there to cancel the lock-on, saves the hit points. Does see the Cyclone. So to continue that thought, basically, because that Nexus would already be down before 4 minutes, and they'd just be defending with a few Phoenix or Oracles, you would push with like a Cyclone, a Widowmine, 2 Vikings, 10 Marines, and like you'd bring 2 SCVs and try to build bunkers at their third. That can work against Goblin, because like I said, he's a bit of a greedy shithead sometimes. It's his nature as a kind of wild player where he's going to deny his opponent's information and do something wildly greedy one game, wildly aggressive the next game. So he's very good at playing the coin toss and kind of finding the correct gamble, right? There's a lot of bluffing with him. In this case, that would not have worked. And like I said, 2017 push, that's 3 years ago. That's very outdated meta. It's just a funny idea I'm toying with. So if we do see a player who starts going for those greedy thirds again, I very much expect Terran players to bring those pushes back. We're well past that stage now. It is going to be, of course, a Phoenix Colossus build. Non-stop Phoenix. So far, the Phoenix have done a whole lot of no damage. There has been 1 SCV kill in total. I don't even think that was from the Phoenix, right? I think that was from the... oh, no, one of them has a kills. They killed 1 SCV so far. Cyclone, Viking. What do we got in the natural? Just 10 Marines? That's enough. Yeah, 10 Marines in the natural can defend this many Phoenix. Observer's coming out. Has the first Colossus started? No, it hasn't. But look at that. Observer finishes the second one. 200 gas gets hit. Second Colossus starts. And we're going to see that probe go out and drop that third Nexus immediately. 4 more gateways are on the way, so he's actually got the potential of doing a Colossus charge sort of timing attack off this. He's going to start with... That's a lot of gateways. Is he going to... Oh my, it's a fake third. It's quite potentially just Stalkers and Sentries coming in off the back of this, and just like Adepts with no upgrades. Because there's no Twilight, there's no Forge, and that's quite a lot of gateways. 6 gateways, 49 probes, so just a handful of probes going to that third base. And this is... maybe expecting a quick push out of Clem. Maybe saying, you know what? I see everything here with my Phoenix, my Observers. I want to be ready to either crush your push with just a ton of gateway units, Phoenix and Colossus, or to snap your third base. And he's going to see the move out. So what units does he build? He's got 3 Adepts. What do you use all these gateways for? Yeah, just unupgraded Stalkers and Sentries. I mean, with the Colossus to back it up, that's going to be good. The Viagra upgrade is on the way. Guys, remember, Colossus are literally... old ancient units from underneath the ocean on Aya. They've been sleeping for a few thousand years. They've been a bit grumbly that they've been woken up, and they do need help extending their thermal lances. Oh, go, get out. Okay, good force on the siege up. Only takes 1 tank shot though. Well done. Single Marine there says, I'm gonna kill some probes. I'm gonna be annoying. These tanks are gonna try and get this siege location where you can elevator. Oh, I've got to use this more. This siege location is so good, man. Such a good spot. But the Phoenix are actually very good at cleaning that up. Yeah, Phoenix just actually shit on those Marines and say, dude, are you serious? You're going to elevator reverse Phoenix? Fuck you. You can't get away with that. Viagra's not quite done. It's 7 seconds away. The Colossus unable to get that, but the Phoenix do get some nice tank pickups. Extended thermal lance kicks in during the fight, but I think it was a good enough spready anyway. And a perfect hold there by Goblin. Shuts down this army. He doesn't want to let it retreat. He's got to be careful. Those Marines and Cyclone could snap the weak Phoenix, and that would be really bad, because if that happens, you can't stop the retreat. But yeah, now you got it. These units will clean those up. Get the medevac. Ooh, he loses two Phoenix, though. Oh, that was well done by Clem. Very well done. Very well done. Makes the most of it, punishes it. Now, obviously, Goblin stopped his probing for a long time, so you'd think he'd be chronoing probes. He's not. Goblin says, fuck you, mate. You just lost a lot of army. I'm going all in right now. You can't defend this. There's a third CC behind this. And look at that. There's nothing at home. Clem's like, quick. Drop him, pull him home before he attacks me. He's not going to get there in time. Goblin will not be stopped. He crushed that attack. He's got a big army. He doesn't have a warp prism or a forward warp in point, funnily enough, but a third Colossus and just a trickle of units coming across. I'd like to see non-stop warp ins at home to defend his 2 base. Losing the third is not the end of the world. Great patience here by Clem, by the way. He's pulling back. He's spreading his units, making sure he doesn't take the fight until the last second. The Phoenix are going to come forward. A great spread of Marine Marauder. It's just not enough units, and the SCVs get clumped up. Those Marines clumped up down there as well. The Vikings fall. There's still 3 Colossus standing. And even though He does a great angle. The numbers just weren't there. The double drop in the main is going to do some pretty sick damage, especially if he depowers that robo before the Colossus pops. I just think, you know, Goblin here is like, it's fine. Oh, he's going to recall. What's he recalling? A few Stalkers and a Colossus? Is that even enough? It's not. Pull your probes! You got to fight. Pull the probes, protect it. Oh, it's just barely enough with that Colossus and a few Warpins. Okay, a few Warpins does end up defending. Goblin there with a great hold and a fantastic win. That's actually the lore of Colossus, guys. It's hard for them to, you know... It doesn't shoot as far as it once did. You need to get a little upgrade. It's actually the truth. This was such a good fight, though. Just replaying that very quickly. Beautiful engage there. Great spready. Warped in units on the high ground as well to stop himself losing the mineral line. GG. Man, they're so quick at hosting the lobby, but Goblin's the best. Reposts the lobby link while I'm doing the instant rewind. And lets us get in the next game. Good luck, have fun, guys. We got a game 3! Whoa, 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 whoa. This is actually a 6 series. What should we call this game, guys? Dirty builds. I think we're going to call that Dirty PVT builds, because there were some well done ones. Yeah, Goblin's gotten really good. No, do not shorten his name to Gobby Sir Christophe. That means bad things. Don't do that. Some people got uncomfortable when we called Raynor the Italian Stallion because they said it had too many sexual undertones, especially in Italian, apparently, when you use that term. But that one's actually just infinitely worse. By the way, me escape key cap is gone. I'm literally looking at me keyboard right now. Someone's stolen me escape key cap. How did I knock that down? Anyways, there we go. Let me stick that back on. Guess I knocked that off in a moment of passion. Dude, I had so much fun playing games on the weekend. Oof. We played a lot of games. You know what? Let's turn that game sound up a little bit. People were asking for it. Oh, shit. The game sound turned down on EU. Yeah, it was lower than it's meant to be. So I'm going to say a sorry on that one. I really did. I wasn't meaning to be like, oh, fuck it, shut up, you dickhead. Whoever was suggesting it in chat. The settings reset on this server from, I forgot we did an EU coaching session. Thank you very much, guys, for the feedback. I was looking at my bars and it kind of looked okay, but I think it was mostly the music was coming through at an okay level. The game sounds not so much. Anyways, down here in the bottom left, up. Well, he was up a game. He's now even. Needs to win the third one. It's Clem. And that, my friends, is just a standard barrack scout opening. No early scout for Clem. His opponent with an early probe scout up here in the top right in the red. It's Goblano. El Goblano. Dracarian says, Phoenix can pick up tanks? Lol. I'll keep that in mind. Just learned a new thing. Just keep in mind. Keep in mind. One very important thing. One very important thing. They can't lift massive units. So a massive unit, there are only a few in the game. The only ground ones are Ultras, Archons, and Thors. And Colossus. Protoss get 2 massive ground units. Unfair race. Literal bullshit. Is that just not the most Protoss thing ever? Oh, he's not even going to check the watch. I always check the tower. But he actually pulled back. Oh, that's interesting. Because you know he's doing barracks gas. It's funny. He's trying to just get a few hits on this. Goblin, you're a real shithead, mate. I love it. Oh, the Marine was a little slow to get down here. But yeah, now he loses the probe. Not worth. Not worth. Meanwhile, that bunker actually got cancelled. So Clem went for the bunker and then decided, you know what? I'm not even going to let it finish. I'll take that probe. I'll take this probe kill. 2 probe kills. That's more than enough disruption on your opening. I actually like the Reaper going behind the mineral line there. It's a little risky. And once again, Stargate in the back door. Yeah, I think after game 1, remember I was talking about how you have to control the skies, shut down your opponent's vision, so they can't figure out how far you're pushing your economy. I was talking about how that was his downfall in game 1. Well, guess what? Guess what? Game 2, game 3, Goblin's gone with his specialty. He's not a Blinkstalker specialty player. He is a Stargate specialty player. We actually have the RimWorld soundtrack playing as well. We got double soundtracks. God damn! Get your stream production fixed, pig! Reaper jumps in. Adepts do manage to kill it. Doesn't see shit. Whoa, sorry guys. The tabbing in and out there did create just a little bit of a derpy derp. Should calm down in a second. All right, what do we got, guys? We got a Cyclone on the way. We got Marines. We got a Starport finishing up. So once again, we see Clem here is like, yep, gonna play safe. I fucking hate that. That is disgusting, Clem. Why would you build it? Put it there. This is blocking your production. It's prime Terran real estate. If this goes to 3 base versus 3 base, he's like running out of space in his main. He's building a second starport down here or something because this depot. Put it there. I like it being protected. The reason you don't build a wall if you think it's Stargate is then you just end up with SCVs out front who are kind of exposed. And oh, the Phoenix! You got to get out of range, dude. Hide, hide, hide. You got to recall that. Oh, he's going to lose the Phoenix. Oh, Goblin, Goblin, Goblin. Oh, no, he's fucked it. Yeah, that's a dead Phoenix, dude. He went too deep there. Oh, that's really bad. Losing your first Phoenix is really bad. The way Phoenix work, they got to build energy. They've got to work together to recharge. He's actually going to go second Stargate. I wonder if that's in response to that. He might just double down on it. Now, this is a very cool style. I saw the first time I saw this recently was Scarlet playing Protoss versus Terran on stream, and she was going 2 Stargate Phoenix, and I was like, lol, what a troll build. This is so dumb. And then I saw like 6 pro gamers using the build in the next week, and I was like, oh, it's actually a meta build. It's Phoenix Colossus, but with mass Phoenix. Like, well, there has been this sort of build in the past. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a brand new thing. It's just the fact that it's such quick second Stargate and such non-stop Phoenix production where they aggro. It is very powerful. I would say, though, you're relying even more on your Phoenix count escalating and doing damage. It's rough. It's really bad to do it. It's really bad to lose that first Phoenix. So you're even more relying on kind of catching your opponent off guard. Now, keep in mind, Clem has gone for the quick third CC. It has been spotted. That's incredibly important because you're going to know now, oh, shit, okay, my opponent's got a sick economy, and you're going to need to make a hard decision here as Clem, as Goblin, sorry. Do you chrono probes nonstop? Do you try to get ahead in the economy, jump to the next stage, add some forges, add some cybercore upgrades, you know, really get to a bigger army and try to contest that economy? I would say it doesn't look like it. You'll notice only ever queuing up 1 probe at a time. There's frequent gaps in probe production. This is not Goblin being bad. It's Goblin prioritizing Phoenix and chrono boosts on the Phoenix. Wants to get in with those and do good damage with those. And you can see Goblin wanting to deny the scouting. Realizing how important it is to be secretive in this game. And only showing some of the Phoenix. Other Phoenix are kind of hanging at home. They are now coming across. So the moment I think 7 Phoenix are shown, Clem may be able to realize what's up. Oh, fresh mule! Oh, those Phoenix, man. Fresh mule. They go full pudge on that bad boy, and they do meat hook graviton lift that right in. Very nice pickup. That's 225 minerals Clem will lose over the next minute or two. And look at that. I'd actually pick up the Marauder even, but I guess it takes a while to kill Marauders with Phoenix. Takes a bit of damage, but a few SCVs go down. Nicely done. And this is not enough Marines. The Cyclone, the Viking, all the Marines now have to start supporting each other. Goblin sees this is actually... I'd come down here. Right-hand side. No, you can't go in there. You got to go bottom right. Bottom right, you've got to hit those Marines and those SCVs. He's going to rotate to the natural. He's going to go for the high-tech units. He dives on it. The Viking goes down. The Cyclone, though, with the punish, does heavily damage 1 Phoenix. Does get a Viking for hit points, though. And these are the trades Goblin wants. And he wants to... I really want him to start coming around the flanks of this map. His observer sees there's so many units here. He wants to take out the medevacs. He keeps pulling back. He wants to make Clem nervous. Oh, that medevac barely survives. But yeah, he keeps trying to make Clem go to the flanks. Like I keep saying, that's what you should do. He knows. Clem knows that's what he should be doing as well. So he pulls back. Clem starts splitting Marines to the edges of his base, and then he just comes back in on the middle. This is actually some cool mind games with the rotations that happens at this level, where you've got to be unpredictable and just kind of going for the top left flank, coming in from there, rotating to the bottom right flank. It's almost predictable. So Goblin there kind of playing the metagame of what he does with his units. And there's a tank in the open. Pick up those 2 tanks. Kill the tanks. Kill the tanks. Oh, he's going for the Vikings. Oh my god. Oh my god. 2 Vikings and a Cyclone. And he says, get fucked, Marines. Hey, guess what, mate? Marauders don't shoot up. I think that might be game. That is too much damage. Suddenly we've got a player with no medevacs. His Marines are wounded. And as Stim wears out, look, he's waiting. And Stim runs out. He has to Stim again. And the Phoenix just pull back. Oh, Goblin. 4th base on the way behind it. Still pumping. Phoenix 2 at a time. Colossus is on the way. A second Colossus. It's double Robo Colossus +1. He's got just a few unupgraded Zealots on the ground with a Sentry. It's just mass Phoenix Colossus. Clem knows he's got to survive to the end game if he wants to win this. He's trying to build a 4th CC. Nice snap there. I still wouldn't mind a rotation into one of these main bases, but you can see he's struggling. Clem is like, shit, man. I know I've just got a turtle for like 5 minutes to get back in this game. Maybe do a maxed out timing attack, but he's not even building an armory right now. He's got an armory, and actually he just hasn't got the money to start 2-2. And that's such a small marine count, man. The Phoenix actually could probably engage that and win the fight. It's just risky because 1/1 stim marines do so much damage. I think Roddy's a little bit friggin' sad right now. Where is +1 flyer attack? Make your dad happy. Your dad just 2-0'd Nabe. What? He's like, nah, man, I make my own build orders. I don't just copy my dad. I'm making my own build order company. It's Mass Phoenix Colossus LLC. It's a totally new thing. I'm not riding on his legacy. I'm like, Goblin, don't be ashamed of your dad. He's put love and passion into raising you. Make a plus. Oh, when he does it, he starts +1 air weapons. Oh my God, he's making Daddy proud. Roddy out there, he's cheering. He goes, you go, son. You go. You make that +1 air upgrade and go for a goddamn fleet beacon. Is he gonna make Tempests? Oh, that's so sick. Or does he go straight carriers? Plasma shields is on the way. It's later than you would want, but you know what? At least he is following in his father's footsteps. We've got 5 Colossus, 8 Vikings, 3 tanks, 19 Marines, 12 Marauders. Now, R22 on the way. Yeah, 2-2's on the way, but it's so far away. And an onion pulse crystals are coming in. The reason they're called an onion pulse crystals is because they're really not the greatest upgrade in a lot of situations, but when you're this far ahead and suddenly the Phoenix get +2 range, it does put a lot of salty tears in your opponent's eyes, just like when you're chopping up onions. So an onion pulse crystals comes in, shows itself for the first time, and that command center finds out the hard way that that is indeed an F-load of Phoenix. Snipes the 4th, pulls back, and he is in complete control of this game. Look at this map vision for Goblin. He's got an observer up front, an observer here. He snipes the 4th, he pulls back, and he's into the carrier production right now. 3rd and 4th Stargate on the way as well. He's also got gravitic boosters. That's right. That is the goddamn observer speed upgrade. Yeah, I mean, right now, I think this is just incredible. People in chat would like to see in-game sound a little louder. No worries, guys. Let's do it. I appreciate that. Nice specific request. I'm shouting a lot. When I stop shouting, it will jump up, so just be warned. I can turn the in-game music up a bit as well, actually. Ooh, actually, you know what's been happening recently? Is we've had a few updates in OBS. Oh, look at all these upgrades at the same time! At the exact same time! That was me trying to harmonize with myself. That's not a thing, Pig. You can't. Let me double check. We do have a boost on the game sound. I'm going to boost it a little bit more in general. And there we go. Make it nice and loud, and then we'll peel it back after the next game. 6 more SCVs go down. And, damn, dude, this is just so sick. Disruptors coming in. I guess my one worry here is that Goblin's left it too long. I actually really wish Goblin kept pushing. I think he could win the game. If he was attacking in here right now, Clem can't deal with this, man. Like, Clem's in shit town. So it's 5 Colossus, 2 carriers, 2 disruptors, 15 Phoenix. My problem is, like, Clem is making a more perfect army right now, right? If Clem starts trickling out some Marines and Marauders here at some point and just getting, like, yeah, Fusion Core, second stop. I want to see a second armory, in fact. I actually would love to see a second armory just to get those plating upgrades. And I really think Clem should just camp and not die. And I think he can drag his way back. I really thought Goblin had this game. I think his normal way of playing this, he doesn't get this much damage done. So he's kind of going to the default next step, but I am worried. Oh man, EMPs are very scary. So he takes out a few Vikings, and that's actually a good trade. You don't really want Phoenix at this stage of the game. My problem here is where's Storm? How are you going to beat this many Vikings? I mean, carriers aren't bad against them, but remember, those carrier upgrades are not insane. We're going to have 2-2, so +2 plasma, +2 air weapons soon enough. But the ship weapons +2 will be done at around the same time, not too much later. And I'm just worried about the interceptors getting gunned down by the Marines, the Vikings, a few EMPs landing. And you've got this, I guess you've got a great ground killing army, but I think the carriers need to come in a little behind. And I just am a bit worried. What's the gateway count? 10 gateways. Charge is done. But remember, those Zealots don't have armor upgrades. So you can make Zealots, you can make Archons. I'm actually worried because Storm, without Storm on Vikings, Vikings are scary. He comes forward. He shoots a Colossus. He takes another shot. Doesn't quite take it out. Oh, man, this next fight is so crazy, guys. This is actually insane. In the membrane. Ghosts are going to come forward. Going to land some EMPs. Shield batteries do lose their healing. This is almost a bait. He's leaving his immobile units on the high ground. He says, come fight me, buddy. A hallucinated Colossus joins the party. Goblin, Clem's like, yes! And then realizes, oh, that was a fake. The carriers! Oh, no! The carriers are too far forward! Oh, man, loses a carrier there. There are more carriers on the way. Now, +3 air weapon starts. +2 plasma shields just kicked in. The upgrades are continuing. The disruptors are still here. It's still very hard, of course, for Clem to actually win the game. But I feel like he's stabilized now. He's on 5 bases. His infrastructure's catching up. He's got 3 more command centers on the way. So he's going to get mass orbitals so he can lower his SCV count eventually. Catches another Colossus. It goes down. Those Vikings falling. The carriers are landing some big damage. The Zealots go forward. Oh, where are the disruptors, though? The disruptors are not here. He left his balls behind, guys. I don't know if you've watched the new Ricky Gervais special, but we did think of that just then. Certain things, as you become an older Protoss player, do start to get distended. We've got to keep those together. Don't let them float away from the army. And just got to be careful with that. Marines and Marauders down here. We've got Vikings, a few missile turrets on this side. And a 3rd starport goes down. +3 ship weapons. He's got the 2nd armory making ship plating. You make me very happy. He's got a nuke on the way as well. And Clem here, I mean, he's getting to that later stage. Don't get me wrong. Things can go terribly wrong. You've still got a big pack of Marine Marauder making up a large portion of this army. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nice disruptor shot. Grabs a few ghosts. But those Marines on the left-hand side obliterate the interceptors. And this was not the fight that you wanted. This is not the fight that you wanted as Gobbo. So Gobbo is going to pull out... shit, we're not calling him Gobbo. That's a terrible name. It's Goblin. Fucking Gobbos, man. Unless it's Orcs and Gobbos. He's still got a 72 probe economy. What's he rebuilding on? Carriers, disruptors, and I love the addition of Storm. So what's really cool here is, don't get me wrong, they can just EMP your High Templar, man. But if your opponent oversteps just once into a Storm on top of the Vikings, they're all on half-life. And if those Vikings ever cop 1 or 2 Storms, suddenly their army just loses so much efficiency. The fact that Storm, whilst it's not an 100% success spell or anything like that, it can do big damage. Zealots coming in now from multiple angles. There's actually an orbital here, so that Zealot could be very annoying on that base. These Zealots starting to just pick off a few SCVs here and there. Good night, some SCVs. You've attack friendly fire from the siege tanks. And 3 of them do go down. A few Marines and Marauders up here, though. Man, I really don't know who wins in these engagements. Where's this? Oh, he goes up there, starts nuking, realizes he's in cannon range, and just gets the hell out. Cancels the nuke. Gets an Exo snipe. +3 plasma shields. We've got +3 air weapons on the way, and now, or finished, sorry, and +1 ship plating is on the way. So, I mean, I think if Roddy was analyzing this game right now, he would be like, man, these carriers would have wrecked those Vikings if we'd had 3-3 at this point, when our opponent was only on 1-2 upgrades or 2-1 upgrades. But you didn't upgrade as fast as Dad, and now your carriers lost a couple of engagements there. We're looking at the units lost. It's still very even. I mean, is it lost? I just feel like at this stage you expect the Protoss to be more efficient, especially if they're playing on less SCVs. I think we are going to see that Terran bank grow massively in size. By the way, speedy observers, look at that. I feel like that upgrade is you literally telling the observers that, like, oh, there's a window open and you can watch someone, a Terran player, have a shower. And they're like, oh! They quickly grab their fucking sneaky stalker webcams and go and start trying to set them up with an angle through the window into their backyard or some shit. That's the Storm I was talking about, guys. You might be like, oh, it's not that big. 20 hit points off like 10 Vikings? That's a lot. And you land that one more time. This army of Clem, it smashes Goblin's army if you can dodge the disruptors and EMP all the Storms. Don't get me wrong. It will smash it. But if you cop 1 bad Storm, 1 or 2 bad disruptor shots, your army crumbles. Usually what happens here is whoever attacks first loses. Oh, he's trying to hit the ghost with the disruptor shots. He gets EMP'd. Pull out, Goblin. You've lost all your Storms. You've lost everything. Get out. You cannot stay there after your whole army's EMP'd. I don't think this is the right call. The carriers are just going to try and fight. He's using disruptor shots, but notice those Marines are gunning through the interceptors. There's only 60 interceptors left. And you can see, oh my god, actually, +3 carriers are good units. Never mind, guys. I'm a fucking Gronk. I was like, I know I would not win this fight, but I'm like, I just have faith that like, if he's EMP'd everything and there's no storms, the Viking Marine spread will win. But I think at this point, I guess the upgrades are good enough. What do we got? We got 3-1, and that is 7 carriers. There's a critical mass of carriers where there's so many interceptors going, and they're actually not dying as quickly. Like, we were watching that interceptor count, and it kind of hovered at 65, slowly dropped to about 50, and then it just stayed there. And it was like, oh shit, there's actually, like, the count was not going down quick enough. And there's so many interceptors, all the units end up attacking different things. The Vikings, of course, aren't actually good at killing interceptors. They're good at killing carriers, they're good at killing Colossus, but there wasn't enough Marines to gun them down, and now Goblin pushes through, and I mean, he shows, I shouldn't have doubted him. I was like, man, I'm worried. Clem's so good. You've let him get to the late game. Goblin knew exactly what he was doing in that last fight. And I thought the EMPs were too big. Losing shields on your entire army, all your storm. I thought he couldn't do it. We're going to watch it one more time, and we're going to do a quick little unit check, because I think Clem also didn't have his whole army together, / had too many SCVs, right? So I think at this point of the game, you actually need to be even more patient. Great EMPs, awesome. But what's your army? Oh no, you've just lost 3 ghosts EMPing the army. That's worth it. A full medevac there. A tank there. A tank there. A tank there. That's a lot of supply. You've also got more workers than your opponent. Oh shit, you suddenly start to see why you need to actually... You got mass orbitals, right? As Clem, you need to hold off fighting here. You need to fight with your turrets. You need to fight with a perfect pre-spread. Upgrades are even, 3-1 versus 3-1, but I think you just need to basically wait, sack 30 SCVs, replace that with army, get these units over here, and really make sure you actually have the proper army, because this was the entire Protoss force. This was 10 carriers, 4 Colossus, a pack of 7 disruptors, which stopped the bio from really doing anything. The Colossus, the disruptors were able to rain down death and destruction. The carriers were able to launch those interceptors. And he ends up killing like 2 carriers, 3 carriers maybe. But you see the Viking count just disappears to those +3 interceptors. So I definitely needed to wait for a bit more army, maybe fight with the turrets. I don't know what you do at that stage of the game. I think some people would argue Thors. I have no idea.